All right. Here's the pitch. An angel comes down from heaven to help people. All right? That's good. Okay. He smokes, he swears, he dances, he has sex, and he's played by John Travolta. Tonight, we're talking about 1996's Michael.
And now, our feature presentation.
Fussy, who hired this crew?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
Show me the money!
Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Baby, you are so money and you don't even know it.
Yeah, I thought this was good.
Oh, boys! I'm back!
Welcome in, everyone, to 52/1996, a live movie conversation podcast where we rewind the clock and dig into the films of 1996. That's 30 years ago. And we do it one movie at a time. I am your host, Cody. And this week, I'm joined by the lovely Alyssa. Welcome in, Alyssa. And today, we are breaking down the movie Michael. If this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome in. We're happy to have you. And let me break it down for you a little bit more. The idea is pretty simple. Like I said, 30 years ago, we're talking about movies from the year 1996. So every week for 52 weeks, we revisit a different movie released in that year. We're talking about the scenes. We're talking about lines that stick out, some standout performances, fun trivia if it exists, and if it survives a modern watch. And we are currently into a new theme. I'm excited about this theme because this is one of those, it's like a Jim Carrey year. If you go back to 1994, Jim Carrey had a huge year. He came out with Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura and The Mask all in one year. Well, John Travolta has had himself a little bit of a Jonaissance, as I am coining it, after Pulp Fiction. He was suddenly wanted, everybody wanted him to be in the movies. And that's why we are celebrating John Travolta films this theme with our theme called Adele Dazeem. If you get that joke, good for you. But before we jump into that, let's talk to our guest, Alyssa. Again, welcome in. It has been a while since you've been on here, so we're glad to have you back. Is this your first time watching the movie, the critically acclaimed movie Michael?
Yeah, no, it's good to be back. We don't actually talk in between like filming these, so it's been nice to see you again. But this was my first time seeing Michael, much like many of the early 90s movies, or I guess we're in mid 90s now.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of Michael, let alone seen it. So this was I went in completely blind.
I love that. And I did want to go ahead and start. You aren't new to Nora Ephron, though.
No.
So this is a Nora Ephron movie. She's a writer. She, wrote a bunch in the 70s, 80s, and she also wrote one of your favorite films of all time. I would say probably if it's not in the top 4, it's probably in the top 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there with When Harry Met Sally.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen other movies from her, like Sleepless in Seattle, that I made you watch, Mixed Nuts, which I also made you watch, and then You've Got Mail, which I also made you watch. And then I think you said, I think we had talked a little bit before this, you said Julie and Julia, you hadn't seen Bewitched. So yeah, this isn't your first foray into Nora Ephron. So how do movies like that stack up against a movie like Michael?
It's so interesting. I think that Nora Ephron does really well with rom-com or romance. This is not there is romance and comedy in this movie, but that is not the main focal point. And I think that I guess what would you consider the genre of this movie? A comedy?
I think I think this is a mess of a genre. Honestly, it's like this it's got fantasy elements in it. Obviously, it like gives you senses of, and this is not a same movie when I say this, like senses of a movie like It's a Wonderful Life, where this
Yeah.
angel grants a wish to help this man find his way, and there's a little bit of that in this. So a little bit of religious aspect to it, as Chad is saying here. Fantasy, the romance is, and when it's good in here, but it's not
See,
it's not the focus.
I also don't think it's good.
But like, I see if they would have, okay, when I say that, what I mean is if they would have said from the beginning of this movie that this was going to be like, not outwardly said, but if you would have told me that this was going to be this man, this woman, and their whole goal is to end up together, like even Michael in a scene separately being like, my goal is to make these two people fall in love, it might have given us a little bit more focus throughout the movie.
Right. Well, he does give not to get too into the movie, he does give the throwaway line. It is a
Yes,
throwaway line.
it is throwaway line.
Of, I'm here to give a man his heart back.
Yeah, but what does that mean? That's almost like that's what I'm saying. Like, that's like a George Bailey, It's a Wonderful Life thing. Like, what does that even mean? I'm going to give this guy his heart back. Maybe it's his love for journalism. Maybe it's his love for a woman that actually gets him, or his love for this dog, or friendship, or whatever it may be. I think that there's a little bit of that missing. There's a lot, I think, missing in this movie.
Yeah, and going back to your original question, I don't think I think Nora Ephron takes big swings.
Yeah.
And sometimes she hits and sometimes she doesn't. And I will say for myself that this movie does have like all the elements of things I like, which especially I was thinking in books. I love a romance book. I'm a big like rom-com romance reader. And I love when there's like a twinge of fantasy. Like I'm not a romantasy like very heavy, like there's orcs. I don't get it. That doesn't really
Fairy
register.
porn.
No, I know that's not for me. For someone, I totally understand for someone else, but I like when there's a twinge of fantasy. So something like a road trip movie that has an angel in it for no reason. I'm like, yeah, this like this is in my books that I like to read. The elements, I'm like, okay, there's a romance here, and there's something just like slightly mystical. So that's cool, and I'm cool with that. And I just don't think she hit on this one.
Yeah, I think this actually kind of, well, I don't want to get too into my pairings with this movie, but it does remind me of another movie that came out this year that also has an angel in it. We're not doing it, unfortunately, for this year, but it almost feels like both movies might be better if if Michael was in the relationship, and maybe we balance the story of being like, oh, Michael is like almost like a fallen angel, or he's trying to get back to heaven, but he meets a woman and she's kind of, it's like I have to give up being an angel to be with this woman kind of thing, which that might be in like City of Angels too, which comes out a couple of years later than that. Yeah, I am limited to one angel movie a year. So this is the one I chose.
Well, I think too, if I agree with you, or the opposite is that your angel isn't your main character.
Yeah.
Like, I think like I'm very limited in my angel movie knowledge, but I do think of angels in the outfield. Like, yes, the angels are main characters, but the main character is that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's the focus. In this movie, Frank is technically our main character, but he is not the focus. Michael, the angel, is the focus, and I think
the name of the movie is
Michael, and I think it pulls away from the side characters, their chemistry, me caring about them. Like you need to make them. If you want Frank to be your main guy, you have to make Frank the main guy, and Michael has to be a side character, a scene stealer, in order to, I think, make it work.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on it. There's something weird about this movie though, and I think we did kind of mention it. We do, she joked about us not talking. We do choose to like watch this movie together, and then we don't say a word to each other about the movie. So like
We
we can
wait.
save it all for this. So it's very hard to do that. But anyway, I think when we were talking about this, we referenced the movie Junior, and
Did
saying
we?
like, yeah, you said this is like Junior, and like I had a fun time watching it. It's not a good movie,
Hmm.
but like it was enjoyable,
Yes.
and I think that yes, there were moments of this movie where I was like, yeah, that's pretty fun. Like this is a
Hmm.
silly fun part of this movie that I really like. If it might have been put together in a different way or a different movie, it might be we don't talk about Junior. No, no, no. No, but yeah, in the same vein, like as ridiculous as Junior is, and if you want to see a great episode of this or listen to a great episode of this podcast, you should go back to the Junior episode. It's a classic. Everybody loved the movie Junior. And nobody was upset that it got 5 stars. So yeah, so go
Hmm.
back if you want. Those are out there somewhere in the ether. But yeah, like that's a weird movie to compare it to, but I do think I remember you saying something about Junior. But
Yeah.
we'll leave it there. I like the thank you for using the new emotes in the Twitch. If you're over on anything else, we have Twitch does fun stuff, and I have emotes here, and I made some new ones for some of our subscribers and stuff. They're kind of fun to use. So if you do want to come over here, there's an opposite to there's a tomato one there that was previously in here, and then now there's one that's an award. So if you don't like something that somebody says, you throw a tomato at them. If you like something that somebody says, you give them an award. I thought that was good.
I love it.
Thank you. I need that kind of um, positive reinforcement for my dumb ideas. There we go. See, we're using them
One
already
of
in the chat.
each.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, that means he.
If you love and hate it, you get to a
Yes, you get.
tomato covered award.
And of course, there we go. I got some more tomatoes there. So thank you. But anyway, Nora Ephron, she is very up and down. And even in those movies that I listed out for you, you hated some of those movies and you liked some of those movies. And some you were kind of in the middle. You're not the biggest Sleepless in Seattle fan, but you love a You've Got Mail. You love When Harry Met Sally. You despised Mixed Nuts. So
I did despise mixed nuts.
and I've never seen Julie and Julia. I feel like I would like it and enjoy that movie, but
It's cute.
yeah,
It's pretty middle of the road.
yeah,
It's not
and
offensive.
yeah, and I don't feel like Nora Ephron movies are that offensive. They're sometimes off the wall and
Mixed nuts
batty.
was pretty. I mean, offensive in like the I didn't hate it kind of way,
Yeah,
not like the literally offensive way. But no, mixed nuts was offensive.
disagree. Love mix. Yeah, I don't love Mixed Nuts. It's a bad movie, but there's some fun stuff in there. Speaking of Christmas movies, this one actually came out on Christmas. So let's get into our categories and talk a little bit more about Michael. So like I said, the title of the movie is Michael. It came out December 25th, 1996, directed by Nora Ephron, who we've been talking about for a few minutes now. It was written by Nora Ephron, her sister, and, person that she collaborates with a lot, Delia Ephron. They do a lot together. Peter Dexter and Jim Quinlan are also writers on this movie, probably doing some punch-up work as well. And the cast includes a pretty good cast, honestly. John Travolta here, like I said, it's the whole theme of this month. Andy McDowell in here as Dorothy Winters, William Hurt as Frank Quinlan, Bob Hoskins as Vartan Malt. I don't think I knew his name was Vartan. Robert Pastorelli as Huey Driscoll, Gene Stapleton as Pansy Milbank, Joey Lauren Adams in here as a waitress named Anita, we see for a little bit. Carla Gugino, some might recognize her from some of the Mike Flanagan projects that have been out there. She's as the bride. That is all she's, called in this. Tom Hodges in here. He's a frequent 90s background player as the groom. Wallace Langham as Bruce Craddock. Terry Garr in here as Judge Esther Newberg. Richard Schiff, just, being an Italian, a very awful Italian waiter. And then Sparky as himself. We love Sparky.
Shout out to Sparky.
Shout out to that weird whatever dog that is.
It's definitely mixed with a dachshund.
Something. He's got a lot of things in there, but dachshund is definitely in there.
Got a little sausage body.
Yes, and a weird face. He's something. Anyway, I pulled the synopsis from Google. It says, when jaded journalists Frank and Huey, along with an angel expert, Dorothy, travel to a small town in Iowa to investigate a story, they find Michael, a disheveled man claiming to be an angel. But Michael is less than angelic. He drinks, smokes, and basks in the attention of women. As the group travels to Chicago, Michael teaches them about relationships, faith, and miracles, suggesting that he may be exactly who he says he is. Now, I'm going to get into the budget. The budget of this movie, $50 million, probably went to, casting. A lot of that goes to them, probably John Travolta. And then the box office return for this movie was $119.7 million. This was the number 16 movie of 2020 or of 1996. So suck on that.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I will go ahead and spoil this for everybody. John Travolta. I can easily confuse them. They both are in a similar field.
Wackadoodles.
Yeah. Yeah, you could call them that. Anyway, I'll go ahead and spoil this for you. All three of the John Travolta movies that we're talking about this month are in the top 25 movies. Maybe even be the top 20 of the year.
So, and sorry, I'm going a little off.
No, go for it. I love it.
I was reading, I love reading the reviews on Letterboxd after watching the movie. It's my favorite thing to do. And I also did quite a bit of in my writing my notes, Googling, did John Travolta have a flop era?
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, we'll go through this. After we go through Grease, we get, Saturday Night Fever in there. He gets a little bit of a bump there in those, and then he starts having some flops after those two movies came out, like Staying Alive, that movie with Jamie Lee Curtis that we want to see. Those are not considered big movies. Now, he does have kind of a little bit of a bump at the end of the 80s and the early 90s with Look Who's Talking, but those movies are considered stupid and silly and a low point for John Travolta at this point. Even though those movies did really well and garnered 2 sequels, it's kind of seen as we'll never see John Travolta actually be an actor and do anything and go through, And so with Tarantino seeking him out specifically for Pulp Fiction, that kicks off this period of hey, John Travolta's back. We love John Travolta. We love Vinnie Barbarino. He's back. And we're getting the cool guy back, essentially.
Yeah. And he's really not stopped working since. He has movies for 25, 24, 23. He's just, whether they're good or terrible, and a lot of them look terrible, he's working. He is working.
And John Travolta, honestly, he kind of reminds me of a Nicolas Cage, and we do get to see them on screen together whenever we get to Face Off, which I think comes out next year. But they do remind me a lot of each other in their acting and their careers, because you will get this really great movie with John Travolta in it where he's killing it. He's doing a really good job. And then you'll get I don't know. I can't even think of he's got a lot of bad movies out there, but you'll get some flop or some weird movie that he's in, and you're like, what the hell is this thing that he's doing right now? So yeah, it's very up and down in his career. He'll turn out with a Battlefield Earth, which was a passion project of him, but it's one of the worst movies of all time. And then he'll pop back up as a cameo in Austin Powers Goldmember. And you'll be like, hey, I like that guy again. And then he'll, be in another stinker. So yeah, he's just a very up and down career. But yeah, this is kind of coming after everybody kind of wrote him off, said he's kind of done. He's going to play middle-aged men in family movies from here on out. And then thankfully, Tarantino and Pulp Fiction kind of got him back, and then came back last year, or what we did, Get Shorty in 95, which I really enjoyed. And then he has 3 movies this year, all within the top 25. So
I forgot about Get Shorty.
Get Shorty's wonderful. I love Get Shorty. That movie's awesome. Yeah, Gotti is a good one to reference here as one that is not as good. I believe he got a couple Razzies for that movie. There was another movie that I think Fred Durst directed where it gave John Travolta like this bowl cut. It came out in like 2019. He's got like this weird bowl cut look about him. It's called The Fanatic. It's about a man with autism who is really obsessed with a celebrity. And that's John Travolta playing that character. So seek that out, everybody. Cheers. Cheers to that. So, like you were saying about some of the critics about this movie has a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has an IMDb score of 5.7 and a Letterboxd score at a 2.6 out of 5. You know who liked this movie, though?
Roger Ebert.
He did. He did like this movie.
I had a feeling.
It's so weird. I don't know. It is so weird.
At the end of the day, Roger Ebert is a dad.
Yeah. I don't even know if he is a dad.
But like
he looks like one.
The energy of the dad.
He does give big dad energy. BDE. That's what it stands for. He says a lot of the good things in the movie are charmingly inconsequential, which I agree with. Mm-hmm. And Michael doesn't set up big drama or punch up big moments. It ambles. But he gave it 3 out of 4 stars.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Whatever. Emmanuel Levy of Variety said Travolta's charismatic presence is the only positive element in Nora Ephron's flawed romantic fable, marred by rough narrative spots and scattered direction, again showing that Ephron lacks the most basic technical skills. That's harsh.
Insanely harsh.
That's crazy.
I mean, You've Got Mail hasn't come out yet at this point.
But Sleepless in Seattle was huge, like 2 years prior.
Sleepless in Seattle was great. I liked it. And When Harry Met Sally. Now, she didn't direct.
When Harry Met Sally, you're right.
Also, she was, and might be in your fun facts, she was not the first pick to direct this movie. She wrote it, but they were going to have somebody else direct it, and he dropped out, so she had to step in.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That was a little harsh by Emmanuel there. A little harsh. Now, this movie does not have any awards or anything to talk of. It is simply a movie about a man that is an angel. So let's go ahead and jump into our categories. So what are some of the best scenes that you have, or things that pop out, things that were like the big moments for you?
I get not pretty far in, but getting the note to come to Iowa and meeting Michael.
Yeah, that's my first scene, is meeting Michael.
Yeah, we really don't have a lot of background on any of our characters.
It's boring too.
It's also boring. I don't care about anybody. But our lead Frank gets this note and they also. It took me a minute to figure out that they were writing for like a salacious newspaper.
Yeah, like the National Enquirer is the best kind of way to describe what they're writing for. Like,
yeah, like
Bat Boy,
Six-Headed Baby, like stuff like that. And they consider themselves hard-hitting journalists. And I'm like, okay. And they get this note from this woman that's, in theory, from this old lady that says, I have this angel who's living with me. I want you to come do a story on him. The 3 musketeers get to Iowa to meet Michael, and he is something. He comes down in his like tank top and boxers. He's got these wings that honestly look pretty good. I will say they don't look, I guess we're like, this is like pre-CGI. I was like worried that they would look really bad, but it is a prop or a costume piece. And I was like, they look pretty decent. They look pretty good. As he's like hobbling down the stairs and he's like smoking and he doesn't give a shit.
Scratching his balls.
Oh my God. What an intro.
I think drinking milk from the carton, maybe, or the...
Yeah. And the old lady's talking to him like he's her teenage son. She's like, Michael, honey.
It's very funny meeting Michael and just being like, what the hell is this guy?
Yeah. And they don't believe that he is an angel, and which I don't know how you would, but I mean, the wings are pretty impressive.
Pretty convincing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, those are attached. to his body. And they never becomes a point where they like fully believe in Michael until I think the very tail end.
Which is kind of crazy. You see a man with wings,
You'd at
and
least go, something's odd.
yeah, or I would believe it and be like, okay, maybe he's not an angel, but he's definitely like a
demon.
Something. This is real. But I don't. I still. It's so weird to me that they don't like believe it for a while.
Yeah. For far too long.
Far too long. Yeah.
There's no like realization moment that like, he is an angel or he is divine or otherworldly. Like it's just, nope. Here's this idiot that we're bringing to Chicago. Again, still don't understand why they had to bring him to Chicago. I think
to
they needed
prove
to have
it, they couldn't just take pictures of him.
Well, they wanted him to do a photo shoot
For Christmas.
And it's also Christmas. But we meet Michael. It's hilarious. And like just the absurdity of it.
Yeah, the reason we have to go to this point in the movie to get our first scene is because, yeah, like we're saying, like the setup for this, which I think there is a good set. Like I like the idea of a tabloid schlock is the best way to kind of describe that kind of like journalism. Like I think it's very funny to do that and set that in the world of this kind of journalism and go out seeking this angel. I think that's a great setup for a movie. But then they bring in this dog situation, like Sparky. There's something with this dog. And then these guys are going to lose their job. It's Christmas. They have to get a good Christmas story. And they used the wrong children for this Christmas shoot, which it's just so weird.
And Andy McDowell is like the guy, before we even get to them meeting Michael, the guys come in, they're like, there's an angel, we got to go. And their boss is like, wait, take this woman with you. And they're like, who is she? And he's like, an angel expert, which.
Why was she there in the first part?
Exactly. The boss does not know that they're going to come in here to talk about an angel. So he just pulls out angel expert off the top of his head. Would not that, as the two, Huey and Frank, go, you're lying, and not take that seriously, except they do take it seriously until the bitter end? Like, there is not a lot of logic here, which, again, it's a movie about an angel named Michael, the Archangel Michael, coming down to Earth and being a man slut and just loving Earth. But he's just really into Earth. But there is
thinnest. Thin.
Yes, there's not enough reasoning. There's not enough. And again, this movie, how long was this movie? It wasn't 2 hours, but it was like 140.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't think it should be any longer, but I think there was a mismanagement of time because I needed way more in this. Like I needed more logic. I needed more conversations. I needed more background for me to even believe by the time we get to Michael. And I'm just like, oh, we're just chilling with the angel now. Like this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. And then suddenly this woman is like Michael is living with this woman. We see an early scene in the movie where these people go into a bank and the bank falls over. And we get an explanation around that, but it's stupid. It's all stupid. And then while this lady is making eggs for them as they're meeting Michael, she dies. And so we can get rid of that character.
Yeah. And Andy McDowell, I'm not going to call her Dorothy this entire time. Like, she's like sad about it because she's an emotional woman and she is Nora Ephron, do better. I was like, she is so poorly written, it pissed me off. But I'm like, you have such great characters and not Dorothy. Yeah. Anyway. But no one cares, including Michael. No one cares that she's dead. And also, again, Michael comes to Earth, again, so loose. And I'm trying to string it together. It's an impossible task. It's a dumb task. It's going to lead to a brick wall. But, like, your job is to come to Earth and do something. You helped this woman. She was having money troubles, so you knocked down the bank for her. I'm assuming you knew she was going to die in 2 days.
He might have done it.
That's wild.
A little bit of me was like, he knew what was like, he might have killed her. I don't know.
That would be funny. that funny, but like I wouldn't put it past it. But they
Because
also
like
don't mention it again.
yeah, because like they don't explain any of that stuff. He always says I'm not that kind of angel about a lot of things, and like he does this little look, and then all of a sudden she dies, and I'm like, okay, so he kills this woman so he can get to his next like conquest, which
Yeah,
is
did he just
softening them.
use her to get back to Earth? To again, none of this
Thin,
makes any sense.
thin, so thin, so thin. What's your next scene though?
I get it becomes a road trip movie,
Yes,
which is very fun. So
love a
I
road
get
trip.
us to the bar fight and eventually taking us to jail.
Yes. So the dancing scene, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because what do we need? What does a movie with John Travolta need?
It needs dancing.
It needs
John,
dancing, obviously.
he dances in every movie I have seen John Travolta in, with maybe the exception of Wild Hogs, because I don't remember Wild Hogs very well. But we had it on DVD.
Every dad had Wild Hogs on
My
DVD.
my dad loved Wild Hogs.
My dad loved Wild Hogs. I mean, can you blame
It was
him?
funny.
It's John Travolta, who is, for boomers and early Gen Xers think that John Travolta is the coolest thing in the world. Saturday Night Fever, Danny Zuko, Welcome Back, Kotter. Like that guy's cool. He's like the Fonz, right? So we got him. You got Tim Allen in there, who's the everyman of the '90s. He's hilarious. Whatever. Martin Lawrence, same kind of thing. He was the funny man in the '90s. And then William H. Macy's just kind of thrown in there as like, hey, we need a middle-aged, or we need
Another guy.
Another
Yes.
midlife crisis guy. So
yes, regardless, he dances in every movie I see him in.
yeah.
So naturally, he's got to have a dance scene, and it also like gives us more insight into him, like that he is a bit of a womanizer and also smells like cookies, and loves the ladies, and therefore gets himself into a lot of trouble. And he also loves to battle because he's Michael the Archangel and loves fighting.
We take so many leaps with this because we have to. The movie does not present us with enough lore or backstory or anything. So we have to, oh, there's something about Michael being an angel that makes him super attractive to women. Like, not only is it John Travolta, who is, I mean, at that time, especially, he's a good looking guy. Like, you see Danny Zuko and you're like, that's a handsome guy. Like, that's a good looking dude. So it's John Travolta. He's a good looking guy. Does he need the angel thing to really even pump him up even more? Because it's almost like a spell. He even says it in the car whenever they're driving. He's like, oh, I put a block on you, Andy McDowell. You're not attracted to me. You still smell my cookie smell, but you're not attracted to me.
It makes no sense.
I almost thought that it would have been better if his smell was like their favorite thing.
Well, that's what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was like fresh, like someone would say fresh cut grass, and someone else would say my mom's pie recipe, and someone else would say the ocean. No, it was cookies.
What would you say?
I do love the smell of fresh cut grass.
Fresh cut grass. It's great. That is one of
my favorite smells.
It's a good smell. I love rain. I also love a rain smell. I also love freshly tilled soil, but that's because I'm a country boy at heart, but not a real country boy because I don't want to, battle anybody on that. But yeah. But chat, what's your favorite smell? But cookies are everyone's favorite thing, though. Okay, so is it cookies for you, or is it beans?
I do love a cookie.
I mean, the smell of cookies is great.
You know what smells great? Peppers and onions.
Ooh,
just peppers and
God,
onions.
You're so Italian.
I'm thinking more of a fajita.
That works too. That works too. Yeah, so we get this dancing scene, which is kind of iconic. It's throughout, they put it in the trailer. It is what I put it in my opening of this, is him starting to dance with these women, and it's very fun, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's silly. Again, it's the dance scene that leads to a bar fight that leads us to spending the night in jail, where we get that first glimpse of Frank and Dorothy potentially liking each other this enemies to lovers kind of situation, and Michael being the catalyst for that, like forcing Frank to apologize because Frank's being a jerk.
And that's all it takes, ladies. You just have to apologize, and the ladies will suddenly soften on you.
It's like these. I'll.
He was a dick.
Yes. Also, they don't have any chemistry.
No.
I did not believe for a second that they would want to be together.
And one of my pairings, I can talk about like a chemistry thing that is way better and so much like, I don't know, you just get it. But no, William Hurt and Andie MacDowell don't have it.
No.
At all. Great.
No.
William Hurt's great actor. Andie MacDowell. So yeah.
But I think this plays into both of them. Every side character and a little bit of Michael. I think Michael's the most fun and the most well written.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't get enough Huey to even care enough. I don't think Frank or Dorothy are written well.
Mm-mm.
Or the information surrounding them. Dorothy's written horrifically, but like Frank, I don't care about him. In fact, I dislike him.
I mean, he is just laying into a woman he just met who, I mean, are they wary of her, like being an angel expert? Like, do they know? They don't have any information about her other than that she was sent with them to do this. Like, at no point are they like, gosh, we got to get rid of the girl. She's like they're never like she's annoying us or she's in her way. There's none of that. And he is just mean to her for no reason. She brings up her ex-husbands a lot.
Also for no reason.
And he's just rude about it.
She's supposed to be in her 20s, right? Like, I kind of...
Has to be.
Because I don't know if age got mentioned. I think he's in like early 30s. She's mid-20s. How does she have 3 husbands by 26? It's possible, but like...
Through God, all things are possible.
Jot that down.
So jot that down. She's actually, what is it, 58? So 88 would have been, she's in her 30s. So,
I mean, the character.
I don't know if the character is supposed to be, I don't know. But she's in her 30s by this point.
Okay.
So maybe she is supposed to be 30. And yeah, so that's it. Let's not put too much thought into it.
Yeah.
Because it is not written well. You're absolutely right. What's your next scene?
I have it's not necessarily inconsequential. It just gets us to the next more consequential scene, which is eating pie. That leads us to Frank and Dorothy having sex. Yeah.
Yeah. I have pies / singing / hooking up. That is the scene that I have written down. So we're 3 for 3 right now on our scenes that we've picked. So yeah.
Yes. Since they were all in jail together and they for some reason bonded, they're on the road again and they got to stop at a bar hotel situation for the night, as one does on a road trip.
That also serves pie.
Yes, because pie, for whatever reason, comes up often in this. Everyone just wants pie all the time. Now, granted, they were like, we'd like 2 of everything. That sounds fun.
That does sound fun.
That restaurant situation where they have live music where apparently anybody can just get up and sing.
Apparently.
And they have like 7 different pies on the menu. And just having all your friends gather around, having several slices of pie and like go do karaoke. Lovely.
This movie did make me want to quit my job and open up a pie diner.
I definitely wanted pie after this movie.
I want pie right now.
Hence
pie and cookies, as chat says. That sounds great.
John Travolta, Michael loves sugar. So there's a theme of that throughout the movie, which is very funny.
I just love anytime somebody eats pie. Somebody should make a list. I'm not going to do it because I keep starting projects and not finishing them. As for me, best movies with pie.
When Harry Met Sally.
Pie.
Yeah, when she wants the ice cream on the side, but if she doesn't have apple pie, no ice cream at all. And needs to be warmed up. And then she loved that scene. The diner scene is so good. Diner
scene's great.
Maybe Nora Ephron just really likes pie.
It's true. It's great. I feel any diner scene that has pie in it Waitress, the movie.
Wait, the whole movie is about pie.
Is about pie, and it's great, and it's told around, and it makes me want to have pie, and it makes me want to quit my job and start a pie diner.
I support this decision.
You are an enabler, and that's a bad thing.
Sorry. But yes, we're trying to, Frank and Dorothy get together. She is attempting to come clean and tell him that she is not an angel expert, which he should have figured out as soon as his boss said it, but whatever. And her reason for being on the trip, which didn't see that coming, didn't make any sense at all. But and then that leads me to my fourth scene, which, unless you have anything else to say about.
No,
pie.
just pies, her singing her song that she just wrote and just happens to know what chords and everything the band needs to play to, play the song that she just wrote sitting on the side of the road. Lovely. Whatever. I'm in.
Lovely.
Hooking up, and Michael ends up hooking up with the waitress, which is fun. And then there's the bride and groom that are also just there hanging out. We never see them again or learn anything else about them. They're just there for some reason.
Yeah. Well, they gave him a ride.
But they gave him a ride. Yeah, that's right. And
then Huey has Sparky.
And Huey hooks up with Sparky. No, he doesn't. That's weird. And then we get into does the dog die?
I literally wrote the dog dies in this one. It's what that's the title of scene number 4. The dog dies in this one. The
weirdest trigger warning that I could look up for this, and I've talked about this before. If you are a person who needs to know about trigger warnings before you watch a movie, there is this website. It's not a great website, but it does help out. It's called doesthedogdie.com. So when I look this movie up and it says, does the dog die? It's like, That's what it's written. It's just like,
Technically it dies. And so this Sparky, who's been with us this whole journey, who is very important to these two men's careers for some reason. I guess they explain it at some point, but it still doesn't make any sense.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Andy McDowell, Dorothy, Sparky and Michael are just sitting in a field together, and then Frank and Huey and Dorothy come out all at the same time, and she's like, Sparky, and Sparky runs and he gets hit by a semi-truck and he dies, and it's very sad. And not really, it's pretty mundane. But Frank demands that Michael bring him back to life, and Michael's like, I'm not that kind of doctor. Or I'm not that kind of angel. And he's like, do it. And he does. He just goes, and he holds him and he wraps him into his wings, and then Sparky comes back to life, which then consequently forces Michael to die.
Yeah, so I give my life I guess he's giving his life for Sparky's life, the dog's life. Chat says only a few movies have the guts to kill the dog, which is why Michael is goated. Michael belongs in the annals of history, along with movies like John Wick and Marley and Me. Top three dog dying movies. Those three right there. Spoiler. No, he brings him back and then he starts molting.
Yes, truly molting. He had been molting slightly this whole time.
Yeah, because there's this backstory thing where he's like, I only got so many times on Earth and then I gotta go.
This is my last time.
I Am Legend would also be up there. Yeah. There's some like lore with the angels where he's like, I've been down 26 times to fix things and now I gotta go. So I'm just really wanting to see the biggest ball of yarn in the world and the Sears Tower and all these things. It's so stupid. Unless you give me more freaking information about it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Which exactly. I was a little pissed about. I was like, whatever. Frank, get out of here. Stop it with your dog movies. I want pie movies, and you can give me a separate dog dying list later. I want pie movies first, so do that. What's your next movie? Or next scene, sorry.
My next scene is it's the final scene. I just said searching for Michael.
Yeah, I put Michael dies and then slash the end of the movie because honestly, after Michael dies in front of the Sears Tower, I don't give a shit about the rest of this movie.
Yeah, Michael dies. He disintegrates, I guess, into a flurry of feathers. And Frank is still pissed at Dorothy, so they go their separate ways. And then a couple
Frank quits
weeks,
his job.
maybe, Frank quits his job because he sucks at it. And
He's got to write that novel.
he's gonna, I guess. Which again, backstory that didn't exist before. And he is like going home from the bar and he thinks he sees Michael, so he follows him and he's like running down alleyways chasing this man in a trench coat, and he literally runs right smack dab into Dorothy. And it's fate. Michael brought them back together, so now they're engaged.
And the fact, okay, so yeah, we've already had hard rules about Michael. He's dead. He's gone. This was his only time. But then he's still on Earth, like just, running around trying to get these two back together.
But it's like, so
what are the rules?
I did have to suspend my belief a little bit. And to me, I think he's like a ghost.
He's a ghost angel.
It's his spirit. It's not Michael. It's his spirit, because the old lady comes back and she's definitely not alive. And she's also not an angel. And they're having like a ballroom dancing moment in the middle of the streets of Chicago.
So dumb.
So I do think that it was like his spirit.
I hated it. I hated the ending of this movie.
It was, and he's like, marry me. She's like, no. Marry me. No. Marry me. Please marry me. All right, fine. I'm like, no.
It's bad. It's bad. All right, though. Who was your favorite character, or was there a scene stealer in this movie?
I will say Michael was my favorite character. He is the main character. I'm not going to say he's a scene stealer because he is the movie.
Yeah.
But he is my favorite character.
Yeah, I agree. I think Michael is the best character in this movie. I love the idea of an angel that curses and smokes and is a womanizer. That's fun. That is fun.
There are the bones of a good movie here.
And that isn't that always it? Like when we get to it and we're like, I feel like I've said that so many times over the last several weeks. I was like, there are good bones here. Somebody just needs to tweak it and make it better and give it a little bit more attention. Just a little more TLC.
Yes.
Yeah, there are good bones here. I don't even think Sparky steals the movie because he's so inconsequential, except for his death scene, which doesn't really do anything for us, except that proves that Michael is an angel and he can bring things back to life.
Yeah, that's it.
And then he dies.
And I think that's the point where they finally decide that they believe him. It took all the way until the end of the movie for them to catch on, or at least for Frank to be like, Michael might be an angel.
Yeah, bring him back. Do it. You idiot.
Yeah.
Stupid. Any lines that stuck out to you? Any quotes from this movie that you really liked?
Didn't have a lot.
Me
I only
neither.
picked a couple. Michael does say to Sparky right before Sparky runs into the
such a great
truck.
line.
And you just got to remember, Sparky, no matter what they tell you, you can never have too much sugar.
Which is a complete lie. You can have too much sugar. It causes diabetes. You will lose limbs.
Michael's a liar.
Michael is a liar. I don't care if he's an angel of God. You can have too much sugar, and you shouldn't eat as much.
I also have Michael saying, remember what John and Paul said. And Frank said, the apostles? And he said, no, the Beatles. All you need is love. He's all about love.
There is an angels thing here, or the Beatles thing here a couple times. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the last one I had, and this is just for funsies, not really because it's a funny quote. Michael says, no injuries, 6,360 battles.
Love it. Michael does say you got to learn to laugh. It's the only way to true love, which has nothing to do with in this movie.
Yes, he also says it far too early. We don't know. Is he like a love? What do you think he keeps? Sorry, tangent. He's like, not that kind of angel, not that kind of angel. Do you think he's a love angel?
No, I think he's a battle angel. He's an archangel.
I mean, like he says, not that kind of angel. Like, what does he do? I mean, he does bring Sparky back to life, but like,
that's not his. That's not his line of work, though. He wasn't supposed to do that, and that caused him to die early.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of angel he is. We don't find out. Yeah, but I also have just him saying battle.
Battle.
Especially when he He headbutts the cow.
Battle.
Battle. He kills old ladies. He does do that. Like, is he an angel of death? That's fun. There's those exist in Supernatural.
Yeah.
The TV show. So, biggest laugh, cry, scare, or thrill?
I had 2 laughs. One was the dance scene. I don't know if it was a big laugh, but I had a fun time with the dance scene.
The dance scene is a lot of fun.
It starts with the 2 women and then it's all the women, and he dances. This is my Christian college coming out. He dances in the way that I believe David danced before the Lord. Does that make sense? The way he just throws his body all around in a way that is so crazy. I'm like, this feels like what David was doing butt naked in the streets to praise God.
I'm with it. I love it. Maybe Michael taught him.
That's kind of what the vibe I'm getting. So I love the dance scene. Great moment. I also have a laugh moment, which I'm hoping you have too, is when Andie MacDowell is singing her country music song that she just wrote off the top of her head. She starts singing in the song about an angel. And Michael, it just pans to Michael, who is just so proud of himself, cigarette in hand, arm around the waitress, like he's the Four Seasons baby. Me.
That song's about me. That's me.
I'm that angel. How many angels she's talking about? I laughed out loud, audibly laughed.
It was the hardest we both laughed in the movie.
It was great. I did think that was I think it was so unintentionally funny.
Yeah.
I don't think it was supposed to be as funny as I thought it was. He's just like,
I wish he didn't do it the second time. He does it a second time, and I'm like, not as funny as the first time. Just leave it with the, hey, man, that's me.
It's me. I'm the angel.
The song's about me.
That was it. That's all I got.
I also have when randomly, Michael is talking to 2 old men, and he's talking about his fight with Beelzebub, and the guy says, "Who's Beelzebub?" And he goes, "Beelzebub is Satan." Oh yeah. And then there's another part where what's his name? Huey asks how the wings are attached. And he's like, "Can I pull on them?" And Michael responds with, "Why don't you pull on your pecker to see how it's attached?" Which caused me to say the word pecker this weekend.
It did.
And I was proud of it.
I was like,
I said pecker.
That's not a word you use.
That's not a word used, but I liked it because Michael said it.
It was funny. And then old lady Patsy's like, language.
Okay, now let's get into the WTF moments, the ridiculous moments. I mean, this whole movie is ridiculous, but go for it.
This whole movie. Several things. I thought everyone acted far too chill when they saw Michael's wings. I kind of said at the beginning. Everyone, I'm like, again, whether you believe him or not, that is pretty crazy. So whether he's a mutant or a demon or, whatever, everyone was far too relaxed. So that's number 1. Number 2, Michael sleeps standing up, and I don't like it.
I don't like seeing his feet. I don't like seeing his feet and his hairy legs and him just standing up.
It's
like
a lot.
In his box. Like we get it at the beginning, like in the boxer shirt. Like you just see a lot of leg. I don't like it.
It's uncomfortable. So don't like that. Frank just eats lemons like they're apples. He does it twice. He does it twice.
The way people eat lemons in this movie is insane.
Yeah, he will take a lemon and rind and all eat it. And Dorothy's like, "That's not how you eat a lemon." And I'm like, "You don't eat lemons. Let's just leave it at that. Like, that's not a thing that you do."
And then she says, "That's not how you eat a lemon." And then she squeezes the lemon and doesn't she put sugar or salt? She puts salt on it. I was like, and I'm like, okay, whatever. That's not how people eat lemons either.
No one eats lemons.
No, nobody eats lemons just like a fruit.
Yeah. So that was a whole weird bit that happened multiple times for zero reason. And then lastly, the fact that Michael smells like cookies, and I quote from Dorothy, "The smell gets stronger when he's in heat." How do you know that?
I don't
That's
understand.
weird to know.
Yeah,
what the hell?
Like when he's in heat? Why?
Yeah, like when
Like
he's
he's an
about to
oven?
have. Yeah, that'd be funny. That means the cookies makes that means he smells like cookies more.
Yeah. No, it doesn't make any sense.
No, when he's about to sleep with a woman, it just smells more like
More
cookies.
like cookies. How like that's I wasn't gonna ask you how do you feel about that?
No, I don't like any of this.
It was like
This feels
why I'm smelling I would think I'm having a stroke if I'm sleeping with somebody and then like just like the smell of cookies just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
yeah.
I'm just like I am having a stroke right now and you should take me to the hospital
Yes.
because this is weird.
Yeah. So those are mine. What are yours?
Yeah, besides I feel like we named all of mine and I've gotten pissed off about all of mine throughout our conversation. Like, what is this paper? Why is the dog a big deal? It's so stupid that he had a dog like this and now he puts this dog in everything. It's dumb. The trip out there is insane. Why do we need this? We already have a picture of him, so let's just run that. We're a tabloid. Let's just run that picture that he sent us because he sent it to us. Dorothy and Frank is that his name? Frank?
Mm-hmm.
Frank don't know each other. They knew each other for, I don't know, 2 days, 3 days total. And she said they're getting married now because that's a good idea after they had so many successful relationships between the two of them. And he's a dick. He's a dick the whole time.
He doesn't get his heart back.
No.
Like, really?
He quits his job. And that's like him getting his heart back. I don't get it. It's so stupid. And then finally, my other thing was just like, what are the rules of angels? We get like these things, but I don't know, like what kind of, like you were saying, like what kind of angel is he? Why does he only get 26 come down to earth times? Why does he why is he battling things? And, you know, why is he losing feathers? And all this stuff. What are the rules of angels? I need them. I need Michael's rules.
Yes. Again, it's not a matter of needing more time in this movie. In fact, I think it would benefit from less time, but it is poor time management with the information we are given.
I need a book and not the Bible. Because that's not going to explain anything to me about Michael.
No.
All right. Is there any music moment or parts of the score that you liked or anything like that?
Yeah, but I mean, it's the bar scene. It is a Chain of Fools. I love the song Chain of Fools. I forgot how much I love that song, and it comes on and he does his weird chain, and I'm like, yes. And it's the whole song. It is the whole song. It is so funny and so good. I like it.
Yeah, Chain of Fools is obviously the big one. Aretha there. I think it's Aretha Franklin, right? Yeah, Chain of Fools. That's also why one of my favorite movies has the song Chain of Fools in it. But on top of that, I want to add anytime there's like the score playing in the background, which I didn't even write down who did the score for it, but it is the song, it is the hymn, Shall We Gather by the River. And it's like, Shall we gather by the river?
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that is the score of this. Like anytime they're just walking, it's like a jaunty tune that they've got going on there. But yeah, it's like Shall We Gather by the River. I thought that was fun. All right, we're bringing it back because now we're in a silly month of Adele Dazeem. So, and welcome, back. We haven't done an F, Marry, Kill in a long time.
I actually have one too.
I'm blowing my load here with this F, Marry, Kill here because we are going to do more John Travolta for the rest of this month. Michael, the Angel. Vincent Vega from Pulp Fiction. Danny Zuko from Grease. And chat, feel free to participate.
Marry Michael, F Danny, kill Vincent. Vincent's too scary and dangerous, and I'm not interested.
Because he does drugs and he leaves his heroin around?
Yeah. I don't want to pitch that with a 10-foot pole. That's a lot for me.
I think I agree with you. I think that was way too easy, but I think I agree with you.
Yeah, assuming that Danny is also not in high school.
Oh, wow. I forgot about the high school. Vincent,
he's 18. We'll say he's 18.
We'll say he's 18.
And Michael's funny. Like, he's funny and charming. Like, I do think...
Well, they all smoke.
I mean, it's everyone's smoking in all of these movies.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
agree with you.
I think that's my bit.
Yeah.
I've got one too.
Okay, go for it.
Based on this movie, F Mary Kill, the world's largest ball of twine, the world's largest non-stick frying pan, the two featured in the movie, and our third, the world's largest bobblehead, which you and I have seen
We
in
have seen the
Ohio.
world's largest bobble.
F Mary Kill, largest ball of twine, largest non-stick frying pan, largest bobblehead.
I think I am going to marry. The easiest one for me is marry on this one, which is going to be the largest nonstick pan in the world, because I think a non-stick frying pan is a very important necessity in your life, and everybody needs that. It's really good. You can cook a lot of things on that. I think the largest nonstick frying pan is something easy, too easy to marry. Now,
Okay.
when we get to F and kill, I think I'm going to kill the ball of twine.
Okay.
I haven't had much use for twine. It's also kind of rough if you've ever held like twine in your hand or anything. Twine is kind of rough, so I don't really see it as a kind of advantageous to have twine, and it's just a ball of twine, so I think it's useless. So I'm going to kill it, and then that means I'm going to F the world's largest bobblehead.
Okay. I'm gonna flip the twine and the bobblehead because the bobblehead freaks me out. I'm just gonna roll with the twine. Still bury the frying pan. I think that's a great idea.
See what you did there? Roll with the twine. They're never really non-stick, though, are they? It says chat. Well, I think if you treat them right, if you treat a non-stick pan right, they'll treat you right. I'll say that.
And that's why you're marrying it.
That's why I'm marrying it. It's a relation. It is a relationship that you really have to work at, I would say. You can't just be throwing oil in there because you don't trust it. And you might have ruined it. Also, how are you washing it? Are you taking care of it? Are you doing all the things that you need to? This is becoming a cooking thing. And
It's a cooking channel now.
I'm really interested in this. So if we want to talk off stream about this in the Discord about nonstick frying pans, I'm for it. And we can talk about that there. All right. Who gave the best performance in this movie?
John Travolta.
Yeah, he's great. He really is.
He was fun. It's fun. I don't think I've ever disliked John Travolta. Like, because even when he's bad, he's fun.
Good. Yeah.
Like, it's kind of, Nick Cage is an excellent comparison.
Yeah. Nick Cage gets a little crazy sometimes.
My head.
My head. And then Face Off is just like the pinnacle of both of them. It's amazing because they're both playing. Yeah, I am insinuating that, by the way, chat. So we can deal with that later. But yeah, no, John Travolta is fun in this movie. He looks like he's having a good time in this movie. Love it. And I can't wait to get to the first fun fact that I have. But we'll get
Please.
there. Yeah, John Travolta is just good in this. All right. If you could recast this movie, 1996 or 2026 recast, what would you do? I'm not recasting Michael.
I don't have a 26. Sorry, I don't have a 96 recast. I only have 26. So
I have a 96 recast.
Okay.
But that is only for the three other roles, Frank, Dorothy, and Huey. I said Jeff Daniels would be a good Frank, I think.
Oh yeah.
It's very similar vibe. I just think like William Hurt is almost too serious of an actor. I've seen William Hurt in several other movies, and it doesn't feel right in this movie at all. I also thought Meg Ryan or Holly Hunter or Akira Sedgwick would be a great person for Dorothy. I don't love Andy McDowell in this. I think I've only loved Andy McDowell in maybe one movie. I don't particularly love her that much in Four Weddings and a Funeral when we did that. Like, I didn't love her that much in that, but I don't want to spoil one of my movies with Andy McDowell talk. And then Oliver Platt for Huey. I think they kind of give the exact same energy. So that's the only other person I would say there. Now,
I think that's good.
2026, what do you got?
So this is gonna like not ruin one of my pairings, but it is. I mean, I think for this movie to work in 2026, I thought a lot about this. How do we make it better? I think this is not a serious movie. I think this either needs to be a Hallmark original or a like low budget Netflix
You're
Christmas
not gonna
movie.
put that side mouth talking guy from all the those. I
No,
hate that guy. Like, I'm sure he's a
no.
lovely man, but
So I need it to be a Hallmark move level of production, level of care. Okay. And I am going to equate this movie to Hot Frosty
okay.
because again, this is one of my pairings is Hot Frosty, which is a Netflix spin on a
Hallmark.
Hallmark movie that does not take itself seriously, makes fun of the genre, and is a mystical creature who teaches the main character about love. So there's my pairing. But because of that, I cast Dustin Milligan as Michael, who is the hot frosty guy. He's also plays Alexis's boyfriend in Schitt's Creek. He's also the brother in A Simple Favor.
Yes.
So he's my Michael because based on his Schitt's Creek and his hot frosty performance, can be very silly and also do some serious stuff. So Dustin Milligan is my 2026 Michael. Frank, I put Will Poulter.
Okay.
Because again, I wanted it to be more funny. I wanted to be more silly. And I just think of him I know he's serious, but like I always think of We Are the Millers.
Yeah.
So, and then Dorothy, I had Maude Apatow.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just kind of think
I love her. I think she is very good.
But I think she's kind of basic like Andy McDowell is. Like I just need a basic bitch for this role. But I think she can again, I think her and Will Poulter would be like a cute couple. And they can make it silly. Again, I just want this to be silly.
Yeah. I like Maude Apatow. I really do. I think she's great. She was great in that movie with Keke Palmer. One of them days. I think she's super funny. I think she's funny on the like brief amount of Euphoria that I've watched. I think she's a funny character. Like she is not doing anything outside of herself. I think she is very like puts on this like wholesome persona, and I think it's cute. I think it's funny. So she's got funny parents, so she knows what she's doing there.
That's how I fixed the movie for 2026.
Okay, I like it. I had for 2026 for the role of Michael, and this one could be either. I kind of cast like old and young, but for Michael, you can switch these out because it doesn't really matter. Michael is an angel, and there is no romantic thing about him other than that people are attracted to him. So I said Ryan Gosling would be a good like person in this, and I'm thinking more along the lines of Ryan Gosling in the movie The Nice Guys, which is a crime movie, but a very funny crime movie. Thinking about him in that. Chris Pratt, which I know a lot of people don't love Chris Pratt because of other things.
Chris Pratt would love to be Michael.
I think Chris Pratt is perfect for Michael. He gains a little bit of his Andy weight back when he was like, a little bit more doughy. And I think he is a perfect Michael. And he's super funny. John C. Reilly in 96 for Michael. Thanks, chat. That's pretty good. Honestly, like he'd be good in 96. He might be even good in 2026 for Michael. Be a little bit old. But okay, so if I made Frank and Dorothy a little bit younger, I thought Margaret Qualley because of her mom being Andy McDowell. Thought that's an easy one. Slam dunk there. And then Lewis Pullman, who is Bill Pullman's son. I think he's cute and does his, same thing that his dad does. And I think that's an easy Frank there.
Bill Pullman might have been a good Frank in 96.
I agree. I think that's a really good Frank in I should have put that down. That's a good idea. If I went a little bit older, which I do like, I think the character should be aged up a little bit.
I agree.
Like 40s, late 40s, early 50s. That way they, I have a little bit more like belief in her three husbands bit and like them, failing at love over and over again. So I thought Kate Hudson might be a good person for Dorothy. I think she's cute. She's great in rom-coms. She's already tested there and she could give a little bit more. She's a good singer too. So we got that. And then I thought Josh Radnor who plays Ted from How I Met Your Mother. I thought he would be cute. He's a little full of himself as a writer, and
Yeah,
I guess gives me those vibes. A little Ted vibe here
I like it.
for
I like
Frank.
all those recasts. Those are
Yeah.
good.
I like that better than any of the other things that I've done. So. Okay. Fun facts that you learned. And if you have the same fun fact, I'll let you give
I
it to
don't.
him.
I actually skipped that one. So do you want to say the first fun fact? We go back and forth.
Yeah, this is the greatest fun fact maybe on the 52
Oh wait,
history.
I'm sorry. I think I have it. But no, go ahead.
John Travolta took 500 hours of Spanish lessons in preparation for this film. When he was asked why, he said, "Just in case."
I did have that.
Incredible.
I love that. He is dedicated. Amazing. Why not?
I hope he made somebody like pay for his Spanish. Like, I hope he made the studio pay for his Spanish lessons.
That's why the budget was so big.
Yeah, it's true. It's like $1 million just to go to Spanish lessons.
That Duolingo money.
That's true. Like, WTF is a true statement here for that did you know fact. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that John Travolta consistently says this is some of his best work. And there was actually a sequel that was in the works that was supposed to release in 2020. And of course, the world shut down, so it never happened. But yeah, I thought that's what you're going to say, is that he is consistently like one of his favorite, but like the favorite performance he's ever done.
The movie's not called Miguel. Thank you, chat. That's very funny.
Amazing.
No, that's good. What else you got?
None of the egg orders cooked by Pansy are correct.
I love that. I did not pick it up the first time I watched it, but I have that written down. They all order them, I think, over easy, and they just get scrambled eggs.
Yes, that's all she can do.
Yeah, it's all she knows how to do. So that's very funny.
Yes. In the bar brawl with Michael fighting, he's got a pool cue and a garbage can lid. And that's very much on purpose because it's similar to many famous Renaissance paintings of Michael fighting Satan.
Yeah.
So I was like, he got a sword and a shield.
Battle.
I have one more that is, and I'm not going to call it a fun fact. This is an unfun fact. While filming the movie,
this is very sad. You're right.
There were several dogs trained that were in a roaring river for 3 months for an extensive scene that was later cut from the film. 2 of the dogs drowned on set during training. Both dogs belonged to John Travolta. Both of them were named Michael. I have so many questions.
It's such a sad fact. But the fact that the dog, he was like, those are my dogs now. I'm naming them Michael. And they both died.
Yeah. And I guess Sparky lived. But yeah, 2 dogs drowned. Their animals were harmed in the making of this film. And the scene didn't even make the movie. That's nonsense.
That's some Milo and Otis stuff there.
It is some Milo and Otis stuff. I was like, that's crazy. So yeah, I was like, so I threw that in there.
That's a sad one. The only other one I had was William Hurt refused to stop smoking cigarettes while shooting, and they almost rescheduled reshoots for it, but they just edited them out in post.
Why not just have him smoke?
Yeah, just let him smoke.
That's like, that could be a character trait. Who cares?
Yeah,
is so Michael weird. The only one allowed to smoke?
Yeah, it was very weird. Very weird. All right. Well, as we're coming to the end of this, like a fine wine and dish, if you could pair this movie with another movie for a double feature, what would you choose?
Well, again, I was thinking of like mythical beings who have to teach a lesson in some capacity to some heartless people. I already said Hot Frosty. Elf. Michael gives me big elf energy.
Was it the fact that he started pouring sugar on everything?
No, that didn't even occur to me, to be honest.
That's the main. I thought of Elf immediately when he starts putting sugar on stuff. I was like, this is Elf.
Yes, it is Elf. No, I'm thinking of him like walking through Central Park like this, and just John Travolta dancing like crazy. And I'm like, that's kind of where it came to me. I do have a pairing that I believe is the pairing that you are going to say, which is Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
because Andy McDowell is in part, it has a career in some form of media where she falls in love with a jerk who has to have some type of mythical thing happen to him in order for him to not be a dick.
Yeah.
It's
But-
weird that it happened twice.
Yes, it is so weird. But the chemistry that Andy McDowell and Bill Murray have is so much more than the chemistry that William Hurt and Andy McDowell have in this movie.
Well, they had their rapport. I mean, like, Bill Murray's a flirt. He's flirting with her the whole
Yes.
time. She's annoyed by it, right? But the amount of time, I mean, there's debate about how much time passes, like how many, some people say it's like 400
Thousands of
days,
years, yeah.
or sometimes say thousands of years, 400 days that Bill Murray has to relive over and over and over again. So like we watch him grow over a very long period of time. This situation happens, I believe, over the course of a week maximum. And yeah, they don't have a lick of chemistry, but Groundhog's Day, Andy McDowell, as well as the whole, like, again, falls in love with a jerk who needs something mystical to happen to him in order for him to gain his heart back. And I got those three and Hairspray.
Nice. And we have I only have two others on top of that, which is The Preacher's Wife, which is a movie that comes out in 1996. It's based on a other movie that came out, I think, in like the 40s, or that's like the God, I can't even think of what the other title of it is, but it's something's the wife, the vicar's wife, the minister's wife, whatever it is. The Preacher's Wife. Denzel Washington comes down as an angel and tries to fix the marriage of the preacher and the preacher's wife. But there's almost more chemistry between Denzel Washington and Whitney Houston in that movie than there is between the two. So that's the other thing. Like, it almost feels like it should be a love story between the angel and the woman character in this, and it's not. But very similar, especially a 1996 movie. So, and then I have another movie that I really like, which is a Gary Marshall movie that nobody else likes and nobody else cares about or watches, which is called Dear God. It has no angel in it at all. In fact, it is about a con artist who gets sentenced to work at a mail sorting with the USPS, and he works out of a place called the Dead Letter Office, which is where all the Dear Santa letters go, the Dear God letters go, all these things where people are just writing letters. Well, he starts answering Dear God letters and answering people's wishes. It goes a lot better with a movie like Miracle on 34th Street instead of this movie, but I don't know. There's something about the faith aspect of it. I think it's a fun watch. I really loved this movie as a kid for some reason. So I paired it with Dear God.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a good movie. We should watch it. In my opinion, anyway. On a scale of 1 to 5, how likely are you to throw this one on again, though?
I said like a 1.5, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Like, I mean, it's maybe a 2, because like I am never going to seek this out. But if I have no desire to seek this out, but if it was, even if somebody was like, oh, I've never seen Michael, should we watch it? I'd be like, probably not. But I'm like, if I was scrolling on TV and the dance scene was on, I'd probably pause for like 10 or 15 minutes and then I'd move on to a different channel.
Yeah.
I'm not angry about it. I don't really think I'm gonna rewatch it.
Yeah, I get it. I give it a 3. I don't know why. I thought this is like, I think it's so dumb. There's so many holes in this movie. It's super stupid. I gave it a 3 on rewatchability because I was like, I love that dance scene. I love
that dance scene's doing a lot of heavy lifting.
It's such a heavy lift for this movie. I think that John Travolta is super charming in this movie. I like the pie scene. Even Andy McDowell's terrible song, I'm like into it. Like for whatever reason, it just like warms me a little bit. I do think this movie's ending sucks. I think a lot of the other parts of this movie sucks.
I think the ending, because my overall rating is better than my rewatch rating.
Which is
But
crazy. My rewatch rating, this is one of those movies where my rewatch rating is higher than my actual rating.
Okay. Well, so what's your actual rating?
2. I gave it 2 stars.
I gave it a 2.5
Okay.
because I thought about 3-star movies. If it is a 2-star movie for me, I hated it. Or 1 star is I'm not even like getting it. I very rarely see a 1-star movie.
Yeah.
You People is a 1-star movie for me.
And that is a movie I would never watch ever again. Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, do I want to watch this again? Not particularly, but was I entertained?
Yeah.
It was fun. It was dumb. It was sweet. I'm glad I watched it because I like adding to my John Travolta repertoire for no reason. But I thought it was cute. I was entertained by, like I say, John Travolta is so darling and charming in this whole movie. Again, the ending ruined it. The side characters ruined it. I think the writing was so bad. There's not enough lore. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I had fun. I couldn't give it a 2 in good faith because I think of other movies I've given 2 stars, and I was like, no, I actively disliked it.
Yeah.
So I didn't dislike the movie. I had a good time in that hour and 40 minutes. I had a nice time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll do it again.
But no, my rewatch is left.
Oh, my bad. Well, Alyssa, thank you so much for doing this with me. You're always wonderful, and I love talking movies with you and, blowing your mind with new movies that I present to you. So I love to do that. Before we wrap up, is there anything that you'd like to recommend? Any movie recommendations, any television shows, anything that you've done recently that you would recommend to people?
Listen, I've been kind of slacking. I haven't been traveling as much lately, so therefore I'm not exploring a lot of shows on airplanes and in hotel rooms. I have been watching a lot of Psych, which has been a lot of fun. Very silly, funny, crime adjacent show from the early 2000s. I've also been watching a lot of Teen Titans. If I can recommend anything to anybody, is if you've got a show that you watched as a kid and you were like, oh, I remember loving it. It was so good. I should go back and rewatch it. I highly recommend you do that because that's exactly what we're doing with Teen Titans. And I'm having a blast. It's 20 minutes. It is every episode ties it up in a knot at the end. The bad guy gets defeated. It's fun. It is a brain off entertainment. Those have been the 2 main sources of television lately.
I love it. Did you do anything fun this weekend?
I got to pet cows, Highland cows. I got to pet some Highland cows. It was great. And a couple of, I tried to get a chicken to peck my finger and he wouldn't do it. And I saw some sheepies and some alpacas and some piggies and a baby goat escaped. And that was fun. And I had a great time. Almost died.
It was great. And it rained really hard right as we were done, which was kind of great.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good time. And no, Alyssa does not love Robin as much as I love Robin.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, for the people, rank your Teen Titans. There's 5 of them.
As we watch, honestly, Robin is my least favorite. Robin is my number 5. I think Raven is my number 1. Beast Boy is my number 2, and Starfire and Cyborg are tied for 3rd. And honestly, those top 4 change constantly depending on the episode. I like Cyborg so much more now as an adult. He's just so funny and like so serious, and I think he has really interesting lore. Starfire was my favorite as a kid, and because she's the girly pop. And as an adult, I'm like, I dig Raven, and I just want Raven and Beast Boy to end up together. I don't think that's canon, but in my mind, I'm like, yes, kiss. And then Robin's just the straight man, and I don't care.
I love Robin. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. I could go through like cartoon in my past and all this other stuff, but yeah, Robin's my number 1 for whatever reason. He gives me such Leonardo of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles vibes, and Leonardo is my least favorite of the Ninja Turtles. So, no, I love Robin, and my 2 and 3 are the ones that switch. and that is
You like
Cyborg.
Starfire.
I love Starfire, and I love Cyborg. I think they're both very funny, and I think
Mhm.
Beast Boy is actually coming around. And like, typically I would be into like Robin or Raven. I love Raven.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think Beast Boy beats out Raven, and Raven's my least favorite, which is crazy. We almost have like the exact opposite
I
of.
know. It truly.
Yeah, it's so funny that we have the exact opposite. But yeah, the other than Teen Titans and Psych and all the things that we're watching together and seeing Highland Cows together, I've watched a couple Scary movies. They're not great. And then I watched a French vampires movie, which is not great either. But I did watch through the entire In-Betweener series, and I watched the 2 movies that came out after the In-Betweener series. If you've not seen that, or if you're a fan of British comedy in any sort of way, and especially boy humor, I would say, the In-Betweeners is so good, and I freaking love it. And you should watch the entire series and watch the first and second movie. The second movie is not as good, but first movie's pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I've been watching lately. I do need to, pick up some of my movie watching and other things. So I'll try and keep that going. But if you, the viewer, the listener, want to keep that conversation going, you can join our Discord. You can follow us on Instagram. You can check out my letterbox, and you can do all these things by going to the link tree that is posted on my Twitch. It's on my YouTube. It's on Spotify, I believe. It's on all the platforms. You can click on there and find us there, and tell us what you've been watching lately. Now, next week, we are continuing our theme of Adele Dazeem, where every movie features the wickedly talented John Assance of John Travolta. And our next movie is going to be one that might shock you, and might shock you in the way that it's so similar to the movie we just watched. It's called Phenomenon. I can't wait to watch this. And we'll be live probably next Monday at 6 p.m. Some scheduling conflicts there. But we'll be live next Monday, 6 p.m. And we'll see you then. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on 52/1996.
Be nice to women.
I love it. Be nice to women and angels.
That
And
too.
Sparky.
We spun the reel through desert storms and courtroom cries. Love letters burned, planes went down, truth hid behind the lies. From snowbound crimes in Fargo streets to agents running wires, we laughed with Gilmore, screamed in masks lit, theaters on fire. It's 52/1996, let the credits